this word easily is very subjective in this way. It could take hours to get you the results. I'm not saying it is not going to it's going to do things in say minutes or seconds or milliseconds. That is what not the speed up we are talking about. But in general, if we say that we restrict that एक दिन में मैं सॉल्व कर सकता हूँ क्या n क्वींस प्रॉब्लम, then n25 तक मैं एक दिन में सॉल्व कर सकता हूँ. That is what is some time unit restriction I'm keeping. And then when I use uh, backtracking with least constraint value as heuristic to choose a variable next, then I can actually solve in the same time duration problems up to the size of n is equal to 1000. So that's the beauty of using informed search techniques in solving CSP problem. So we are still using backtracking. We are not saying we are not going to use backtracking. So in this graph also, from this point I can actually have two alternatives, this one and this one, and the second alternative is not going to be used. So if I happen to choose this one, I would backtrack and go to the other alternative. So I'm still following backtracking, but I am now doing backtracking along with some informed uh, decision at choosing a proper variable. So I would choose the upper one and not choose the lower subtree. Earlier, I just said that we will have some order of the values of the domain, or we have some sort of order for the variables themselves, and depending on that, we will try to have that for loop, inner for loop that we were talking about in yesterday's algorithm. So now that part is updated by the function that actually provided me the next variable. तो जो फंक्शन था वहां पे वो इम्प्लीमेंटेशन रहेगा कि to which variable I should choose from the unassigned variable. So this is how it connects to the algorithm. This is how it tries to improve the algorithm, and the improvement is many folds. So in fact, if I divide 1000 by 25, it's more than 125 times better. So it's sorry, 40 times better than the algorithm that I was able to solve earlier using just the mere uninformed or blind backtracking search. Okay, so that's the beauty of these algorithms. We need not go into the details of it. Now this thing, this slide onwards, what we are talking about is about that third point that I listed in the beginning of the lecture. So we said that there are three options I have. One option is to decide which variable should be chosen next. Second, my decision of choosing a variable might also depend on the number of values in the domain. So that is what the second thing is. And the third thing is, can I actually know in advance before navigating the subtree? Can I know in advance कि ये subtree में जाने की जरूरत नहीं है? So can I actually kill that branch at all before navigating it to? That is the third option. So ये third option करने से क्या होगा, मैं early stop कर सकूंगा going in a particular direction than reaching the leaf node and then realizing and then doing backtracking. Again, nobody is saying even in the third case we won't be doing backtracking, but now the backtracking algorithm is going to get information in advance, okay, using some sort of bookkeeping that we will do, which will tell it that there is no point in going in this direction further. You should stop here itself. Don't go in this subtree further. Go navigate away to some other subtree. So take a backtracking decision now itself, then inevitably you will take the same decision after some more steps. So that is what this third strategy is about, and that is what we are going to discuss now. So what the algorithm improvement suggests us to do is to keep track of remaining legal values in unassigned variables. So as such, you can apply any strategy, and within that strategy you can keep some data structures which keep additional information. One such additional information they talk about in this idea is keep track of what are the remaining legal values for rest of the variable when you choose one. Okay, say suppose we choose this Western Australia region to color at this point in time, then what will that impact to the other regions? That I need to precisely have track of when I maintain the data structure. So I need to maintain another data structure that will be something like this vector. Okay, I could call it vector, I could call it dictionary of vector or something like that. I don't mind what it is. It's a list, actually, list of This is the key, and the value itself is the list of colors. Okay, so this is the domain. So I can visualize it as a table as well. Okay, and as I go next and choose this particular region, and I maybe choose a color red. I don't know why I chose color red, but I may have chosen color red. Then you will see that there are two regions or two variables that get affected because of this choice. The regions which are neighborhood to Western Australia, this Northern Territory and the South Australia, these two regions, region number 2 and region number 5, they actually lose one color from their domain list. So now they only have two colors in their domain. So this has told us some additional information. Looking at this table, now we can know that, okay, so my first step has restricted me of two values based choice in these two regions. It is better now to go for these two regions maybe. So I can actually guess some information कि अभी मुझे ऐसा कुछ choice लेना चाहिए कि इसमें से कोई एक region में मैं जाऊं. Okay, maybe. What's the next choice? Maybe something that they do next is they color this region number 3 with green color. Okay, it's an arbitrary algorithm. We are not actually enacting any algorithm here. I'm telling you some arbitrary choice and their impact on the domain of other variables. So I decided first to color the region 1 with red and then region green with region 3 with green. So region 3 is this region, which is I don't know the name of, but it become green, this Queensland. So that Queensland region has become green. Okay, as it is green now, the rest of the domains, if I look at the NT and SA, so NT and SA again participate with this particular, are the neighbors of this particular region. So one of the neighbor of this Northern Territory region is red and the other is green. So only blue color is left for this region. And for this South Australia also, only one color, which is blue, which is left. Now please understand the fact, if you look this graph carefully, both of these regions, Northern Territory and South Australia, both are neighbors themselves of each other. Since they are neighbors, they can't be colored with same color. They can't be colored with same color, right? If you see the domains at this point, you'll find that both of them in their domain have only one color and that color is matching. So can this be a valid choice of placement? Obviously not, because even if I do any further assignments, okay, that is if I color this fourth region as say red and then fifth region as say green, okay, still their domain is not going to change, but they don't have any color to color these regions. We don't have any color to color this region in a consistent fashion because only one color is left for two neighbors. For two neighbors, at least there must be two colors so that I can color them with different colors, right? So that is what is this data structure is facilitating us. Now see, somebody chooses this, so we are actually having a strategy. This particular person that is choosing regions is having a strategy to select first, third and fifth region and select first, second and third color respectively. This is the strategy that this person is following, and what it is what he is achieving on this particular table is, now at this point there is no color left for SA to color with. There is no color is left with for the region SA to color with, and definitely this is a wrong choice now, because ऐसे को कलर करने के लिए कलर ही नहीं है, मतलब मैं पूरा कंप्लीट असाइनमेंट कर पाऊंगा इन दिस पर्टिकुलर सब ट्री? ऑब्वियसली नॉट. ये हॉरिजॉन्टली दिखाया है लेकिन ये सर्च ट्री में दिस इज अ सब ट्री दैट आई एम गोइंग इन. At this point there were three choices to color this region. I chose the choice to color it with red. So there are other two choices as well at this point. Here also again there could be three choices, again there could be three choices. So this is a tree actually that is getting grown as I navigate the state space, and this is not backtracking that we are doing. We are following a certain way, strategizing our way into the state space. Okay, and this strategy, if you maintain this data structure during this strategy is going to be much more benefited with this data structure. But this data structure is doing what? It is locally passing on the information, and that information is dividing or removing the invalid coloring options from the domain of each variable. Okay, this is what it is doing. So this strategy will only be telling us if there are any locality like effects. Okay, and that is why this strategy will stop and understand that this particular way of going down towards the complete assignment is wrong at this fourth step. When it updates this table again fourth time, it will understand that there is no color left. Okay, whereas you could, as a human person, identify this early one step, because as I said earlier, when I reach this step, if I know the constraint that no two regions adjacent to each other must be colored with same color, here itself one of the constraint is violated. Here itself one of the constraint is violated. So there could be early stopping even further. So first and foremost thing is, with informed search strategy, I can also maintain certain data structures that pass on the local information about how selection of a variable and its value impact the locality in reducing the नंबर ऑफ वैलिड वैल्यूज इन अ पर्टिकुलर डोमेन. ये वैल्यूज कम करने का फायदा क्या होगा? जब हम लोग वो सब ट्री में एंटर करेंगे, वो वाला जो फॉर लूप, इनर फॉर लूप है, उसका साइज कम होते जाएगा. जितना उस फॉर लूप का साइज कम, उतना रिकर्शंस कम होते जाएंगे, उतना रिपीटेशंस कम होते जाएंगे. So that is what we are trying to achieve by maintaining this data structure. So we can base our choice on that. Okay. So now the idea is of constraint propagation. इसी को बोलते हैं constraint को propagate करना एक जगह से दूसरे को. Forward checking propagates the information from assigned to unassigned variables. Assigned variable में जो change हो रहा है वो information unassigned variable में वो propagate कर रहा है. That is called as constraint propagation. This is also called as forward checking. You are checking in advance by maintaining this data structure. So important thing to note here is, this is beneficial obviously, but we need to maintain the data structure. So some space required, some additional bookkeeping required in creation, updating, usage of this data structure. So these three things, or these three factors, are actually counterbalancing our gains. These factors are counterbalancing the gains that we are getting of understanding stopping early. तो अर्ली स्टॉपिंग से मेरे स्टेप सेव हो रहा है, नॉट टू नेविगेट इन अ पर्टिकुलर सब ट्री. अच्छी बात है, लेकिन वो मुझे समझ कैसे रहा है? बाय मेंटेनिंग अ डेटा स्ट्रक्चर फॉर विच आई विल हैव एक्स्ट्रा स्टेप टू परफॉर्म. नाउ इट इज काउंटर बैलेंसिंग कितना मेरे को पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट मिलेगा ऑफ प्रूनिंग अननेसेसरी सब ट्रीज. ये जो मैं प्रून कर रहा हूँ अननेसेसरी सब ट्री को नेविगेट करना, उसका इफेक्ट कितना मुझे अच्छा मिलेगा. इट ऑल डिपेंड्स ऑन हाउ ग्रूसम और हाउ डिमांडिंग दिस बुक कीपिंग इज. ये बुक कीपिंग कितना डिमांडिंग है, ये डेटा स्ट्रक्चर को डिफाइन करना, मेंटेन करना, एवरी टाइम हैव दोज एक्स्ट्रा स्टेप इन दैट फंक्शन, हाउ मच ग्रूसम इट इज, that is going to be dictating factor whether I should use it or whether I should avoid it and keep the backtracking on its way. Okay, so that is the trade-off between whether to go for forward checking or whether not to go for forward checking. Okay, so NTNSA cannot be blue, यही वो explain किया है सभी इस slide में. Constraint propagation repeatedly enforces the constraint locally. Okay, locally यानी neighborhood में. अगर मैं ये वेरिएबल चूज करता हूं तो ये दोनों वेरिएबल्स इंपैक्ट होंगे, तो उनका जो डोमेन है वो मैं रिड्यूस कर रहा हूं. सो लोकली मेरे सिलेक्शन का जो इम्पैक्ट होगा